One take, one take. Rainy day here in New York City. You can find me at YouTube and subscribe. Follow me on IG, Pretty Boy Laker, Twitter, everything Pretty Boy Laker. Copyright me, Pretty Boy Laker. Plans changed for me on a personal note. I was supposed to go to Game 2 of the NBA Finals via an old friend from when I used to work with him at Yahoo Sports. But plans has changed. I had to do something very, very important, and I could not attend Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Now, that being said, am I upset? No, because sometimes there's things that you have to do in life, and even when you have a passion like mine, it's just NBA basketball and doing certain things, you know, associated with companies that have business deals with the NBA, you know, certain things come up, and I felt that what I had to do was definitely beneficial to me in the future, and it was something I really, really had to do, so I had to cancel that, even though I had this plan weeks and weeks in ahead. Well, I didn't have the flights and everything planned because I had to figure out who's going to win between Houston and Golden State. But, am I happy? I mean, okay, if I'd have went to Game 2 between Golden State Warriors and LeBron James and even Cavaliers. Well, the game itself was one of those games where, quote unquote, the Warriors was front running, right? They never gave the Cavs that thing that they was ever going to cut into that lead. Even though it was still a great game from LeBron James, almost another triple-double. He's just setting the pace. I mean, Hill chopped in some points in the first half. You know, Kevin Love, another double-double. And then you're getting absolutely dog crap from everybody else. I mean, you getting dog crap. I mean, these guys, Jesus. Well, what can you say? You can't really say anything. J.R. Smith, shout outs to him, was getting MVP chants. And they cheered. He had one of the loudest ovations when they introduced him. My God, have I never seen or ever witnessed something like that in a long time. I've seen Celtics fans do that. And I've seen some other fans have done that. And Wizards fans done that one time in a playoff game against the Raptors. I forgot who they did that towards. But I think Terrence Ross, something like that. But let's talk about what we saw yesterday. Now, yesterday was a special moment, I think, for one Steph Curry. Steph Curry broke the NBA record for most threes. But it wasn't that what was so special for him. Steph Curry, at this moment, barring any setbacks, the Warriors is up 2-0, beating them by 20. Just to let y'all know. He is right now the Finals MVP. Well, people talking about, oh, look what LeBron is doing. Look at. I understand that. LeBron is putting his stamp on history, right? What he's doing. And with that, he's continued to elevate himself while he's on top of that mountain. But in this war, Steph Curry is the man, and he's the Finals MVP. That's let me contribute to something like historic, right? Say for instance, throw someone out there who killed a lot of people or responsible for killing a lot of people. Someone, okay, some issue. Spartacus, right? Spartacus and a band of slaves and gladiators and common folks is rising above the regime in Rome. And Spartacus and his lieutenants was divvied up, but Spartacus had the largest number of warriors fighting with him. So when they fight in Rome, I forgot who they fought. It wasn't Julius Caesar. Trust me, don't go by what the movies and everything else says. He wasn't. Caesar was there, but he wasn't. Caesar wasn't present, and that issue with Crassus. But it's forgot. Well, Spartacus and his was killing a large number of generals. They was killing like generals and warriors. They was killing a lot of the Roman soldiers. But they were losing because the Roman army statistically had better collection of parts. So Spartacus was killing a large number of people, but it was impacting a war, but he wasn't winning. And what eventually happened was, after they kept picking Spartacus battalions one by one, wiping them all out, it just left Spartacus and his band of warriors that took damage, but won every single battalion, every single little battle they had. And then at the end, they surrounded Spartacus and crushed the entire group. And the one leading the battalion for the Roman army is going to get the valuable credit. And that's when Caesar and Crassus and these guys come in. Because they knew not to go head to head with him, but as a collection, you win. So if you get that little thing, I'm trying to say is that LeBron is putting on historic performance, but his team isn't winning the war. The Warriors are. So with that, Steph Curry is leading his team to victory during this war. Kevin Durant had a very efficient game. He wasn't even missed the first quarter. But it says to say, Curry gets his Finals MVP, and the guy hit me up on Facebook. Did I put him in that GOAT conversation? You know, I don't even like saying that GOAT stuff. I think it's just guys throw it out there for reactions and likes and everything like that. I would never post anything like that. That's just not me. You know, that's the trolling crap that people do, and then, you know, and it's fed off by the media because they want to be sucked in, especially sports media, which is just a joke to me when you get sucked into this kind of stuff. You know, and come on. But Steph Curry wins Finals MVP. Where does this rank him? Does this rank him what? What does rank him? Where does this rank Steph Curry? It elevates him. I'll say that. And I say he's top 20 guy of all time. Yeah, say that. I could say he's winning this in the Finals MVP. He's a top 20 guy of all time. Would I say how many more titles would it will take for him to get that to that top 10? That lucid top 10 where everyone always wants to talk about. And that's the only thing I would talk about when it comes to all-time greats is that top 10. Which for me interchanges a lot. I think due to LeBron James. LeBron James interchanged my personal top 10. Unbiased, you know, how I feel, because he's continued to doing wonderful things, just added to his legacy, and I do factor in a lot of things when saying that, you know. But I also address like flame outs by certain players, and man, if you lose bad, that resonates with me. Then your wins. But overcoming those demons are more important than anything, you know. The thing with Jordan, I say, even though I'm really not gonna talk about it, the thing I have him number one, the reason why I have him and I don't have him number one like by just a clear margin. Like he's just clearly better than anyone. No, I don't have him that way. The reason why I don't have Jordan that way is because, you know, he never truly adapted the mindset of team winning. Now, 2 years, which Doug Collins had to switch up because it was just to the point where it wasn't really working. And I think that's when people saw Jordan. I think for those 2 years, he averaged 37, 35. That usage rate, oh my goodness, was up there. He almost averaged a triple-double, 37, 8, and 8. Now forget about that. 2 years he was a point guard. They don't talk about that on TV. They don't. 2 years he was the point guard of the Chicago Bulls under Doug Collins. He had to take the ball and put it in his hands for everything to happen. Now, when doing that, everybody was keying in on him. And he faced certain adversities in doing that. You know, he was, you know, they finally, you know, was better than the Bucks, and the Celtics was kind of old, but even when they matched up against the Celtics, they would throttle them, and it was, you know, it was certain things, you know. But I have to say that Jordan, for me, he changed, he adapted, he overcame certain things, and then when doing that, that has him number one for me. And it just shows a testament of you know, what it takes. And I think LeBron, with him, he, you know, he went through things, and you know, he went through things with certain changes, and especially he dictate his own narrative, and that has to be factored in the equation, because LeBron has been the main headline of NBA basketball for clearly almost 10 years. I can't say he was clear, because I can't say he was the main story, because the Celtics got together and the Lakers was winning, and Celtics versus Lakers. That was kind of bigger stories than LeBron James really talking about him and free agency and his team. So, and that's why I always tell people, LeBron wasn't clearly the best player until like around this first year with the Heat. So I don't say people say, 12 years is the best. Nah, he wasn't the best. So.